Hey guys, how you going? Just doing a Q&A video today while we're driving along to a photo shoot. I got Gemma in the passenger seat. She's going to read them out, and yeah, they're mainly from my Instagram, so if you ever have more questions for another one, just send them through, and I post up fairly often like questions, so yeah, we'll get into it. So what's the first one?
How much have you spent on the whole car?
Spent on the whole car. So if we're not including the purchase price, I'd have to say now it would be the latest engine mods I just did for the 600 horsepower was just under 15, and suspension and wheels before that was 6. So in total it'll be about 23, 24 I'd say, not including buying the car.
How much did you buy the car for and when?
I bought the car pretty well stock in July, I think it was, in 2019 for 13.5. So pretty good bargain compared to today with the COVID tax. Next.
Would you recommend bagging my own car?
Would I recommend bagging your car? It really depends on what you want to do with your build, and well, what car you've got as well. I purely bagged this in the rear because of my driveway. If anyone has seen my driveway, it was really bad. It was like insanely steep because I'm more out bush, and we didn't have it concreted yet. And my XR8 before I had this one was just static, and it was an absolute nightmare. So I decided to go bags in this, and I've no regrets. I absolutely love it. Do I wish I went full bags? Yes and no. It would be cool to have bags all round, but at the same time, this handles like awesomely, so I don't really regret that. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I reckon they're pretty cool. Again, it's your personal preference, but I like the idea of being able to go to car meets with a slam car and be able to drive it a semi-legal height, so it's not screaming for attention from the police. Was that all for that question?
Yes.
Right, next.
What made you want to buy the G6E?
The reason I wanted the G6E, I just love turbos from the very start of me liking cars. I had an Evo, a WRX, and then an XR8 before this, and the V8 was awesome, but I don't know, I missed the flutter, and I knew I wanted some power. I hadn't really had a powerful car, and the cost difference between modifying the XR8 compared to modifying a Barra was just a massive difference. Like, it's so much cheaper to modify these Barras and get some good power out of them, and reliable power too, which is one of the biggest things I wanted. And a G6E, I was originally looking at XR6s and didn't even consider a G6E till I actually saw one, and as you can see in the background, all leather interior and like ultimate comfort, and then you've got, well, now 600 horsepower when I want to give it some. So yeah, I'd recommend looking into them if you're wanting to get into the Falcon scene, I suppose, because yeah, really they're probably one of the better all-rounder Australian cars I think you can get for money.
Any regrets with the build, or anything you wish you did differently?
Regrets. One thing I sort of wish I did in that latest power mods was probably a few more just safety mods, like upgrading my oil pump gears and just a few little things like that, just for reliability. If I'm not smashing limiter, I shouldn't need them, but you know, that's the risk I take by not getting them done. And I suppose built box, but that's on the way. That's like $5,000, so I can't really afford that now. And another one would be my wheels. I absolutely love them. I'm running the work Kawamis, but as a lot of Falcon owners would have seen now, they've brought out D speeds, which are the reps for my wheels, and I have nothing against the people that run reps, but yeah, now almost every Falcon you see has got them, and it sort of takes away from the wheels that I've got. I still love them. I've looked at others because it didn't annoy me, but it was something that, you know, I loved them. It sort of set it apart, the few Falcons there were that had Kiwamis, and yeah, now they're just everywhere on so many different ones. It takes away that sort of wow factor when you see them, but I think those that know the difference between the actual works and the reps still may recognise that, but yeah, I don't know, that's the one thing I wish I knew, that there was going to be a reps brought out only a couple of months after I got mine.
What are those wheels and wheel spec?
Oh yeah, work Kiwamis. So these are the one piece. You can get 3-piece of them. I think they're 3-piece. And the specs are, they're 19s by 9.5 and plus 25 offset, and that's for all round. So that, I get a lot of questions about that one. So yeah, 19 by 9.5 plus 25. Barely any poke. I get no scrubbing. Aired out for rollers. I've driven completely aired out, just in a straight line, and still no scrubbing at all. So yeah, if you don't want aggressive poke or anything, that's a awesome size to run.
Best beginner mods that I can do myself?
Depends on your car, really, and what you're wanting again. But I think exhaust is one of the ones that I do first, because I want to be able to hear the car. Exhaust intake, whether it's just a pod filter or actual cold air intake. Tint is a big one for me. I can't stand being in a car that isn't tinted. And wheels and suspension. I think you can take a stock car and make it look just awesome if you just lower it a bit, get some nice wheels and tint, and then yeah, nice exhaust note. I think you can't go wrong there, and that's all stuff you can really easily do yourself. So I think that's where I'd set the benchmark for beginner mods for myself. Next mods, I suppose I covered on that before. So oil pump gears, for safety, reliability, definitely a built box once I got the funds there for it. I don't know, once I build the box, I'm sort of thinking about getting it retuned and maybe running a bit more boost. I'm only running 18 PSI at the moment, which is getting me 605 at the wheels, where I could push it to 21, 22 and get around the 650 mark, or just below, which would be pretty cool. But yeah, the gearbox is my limiting factor there. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot planned. A few little things, but yeah, nothing that is jumping out at me just yet.
Well, your last question is, who's Joe?
Who's Joe? Joe Mama. So that's it for this Q&A. I'll put up more questions if you guys want to send some through and get another video going. If not, you can always DM me. I'll answer anything I can. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. Give the video a thumbs up, and yeah, stay tuned for the videos and content we got coming soon. I'll be posting the shoot that we get today from Synop Media on my Instagram, and that'll be showing off my new underglow, which is pretty cool. So yeah, head there and give that a follow, and yeah, stay tuned. I reckon it's going to be a pretty sick shoot. Thanks guys, have a good one. Alright, bit of a bloopers, there was 2 more that we missed, so far away.
What are your goals for the YouTube channel?
Goals for the YouTube channel. My goals are honestly just having fun building this car and being able to share it with anyone that wants to watch, really. Obviously Zach Baldy's channel, got a whole lot of traction and he's done really well for himself, which he should be really proud of. I like the idea of just being able to have fun and do something that I love, which is working on this car and getting stuff done to this car. And if anyone gets enjoyment out of that, then to be able to share it is awesome, I reckon. It's also just for myself, like being able to document starting from a stock Falcon and, you know, now with a 600 horsepower weapon, something I've always wanted to do, you know, build something from scratch to, you know, something like this that it is now, which I haven't done it all myself obviously, but you know, when I bought it, it was stock, and yeah, we've got it to this. So yeah, I think overall it would just be documenting for myself and anyone else that, you know, is into the car scene that, you know, wants to watch and get inspired by it to do it themselves. I think that's the goal for me, just to spread the cool stuff that us car people get up to. Long term, if it could be a career, then, you know, that would be just insane. Something I don't ever expect to happen, but if it did, like TJ Hunt is probably, you know, my all-time favorite YouTuber. If I could ever achieve anything he has now, buying Lambos and having RX-7s and Supras and things like that, that would just be an absolute dream come true. What's next?
What got you into cars?
What got me into cars? So from a early age, I was sort of born and bred into driving. I had the old man that used to drive trucks interstate, so I'd always jump in with him and my sister, and we'd always drive. So there was that side where I was learnt from a young age really about, you know, travelling and driving and always keeping the truck clean. And then my stepdad as well was into off-road, like rallies and stuff, so it was an absolute rev head, which is where it really stemmed from, I'd say. Getting into dirt bikes and then road bikes, and we had our own workshop, mechanical workshop, so seeing the cars who'd come in there, and he actually rallied an RX-7, so, you know, that sort of pushed me towards the Jap scene a little bit. And yeah, I went to TAFE doing mechanical and automotive, so I sort of just grew up in the car scene, I suppose, with a whole lot of different stuff. We have an old HG Prem that the stepdad built from pretty well nothing when he was only 17, and the V8 that he built back then is still in it today. And I remember going to Munchins on a Friday night back when I was a little kid, and yeah, going to rally, seeing Evos, WRXs, his RX-7, just all that sort of stuff that I was involved in. Obviously, yeah, put a thing in my brain that cars are good, and it's always stuck. So that was the big thing. My parents, even on mum's side, you know, she's a bit of a rev head. Her dad as well, panel beater, so he always had cool cars coming around and was respraying them and whatnot for mates and whatnot. So I always got to go for a drive in them, which was awesome. So it was sort of just bred into me, I suppose, from a young age, which is pretty cool. I've been lucky enough to be able to be around or in some pretty cool cars, so I'm grateful for that, and yeah, I wouldn't change that for the world. So now that's the end of the video. There's no more questions. So again, if you have any more to ask, if you want another one of these videos, just send them through DM or comment on this, whatever you want. So have a good one, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. See you guys.